This woman was accused of taking the life of her own son. He was only 13 years old and had a mental disability. He suffered from thirst and hunger until he lost his life to malnutrition. The defense claimed that he died due to an illness caused by a lack of oxygen to the brain at birth. But did the jury believe him? Watch the session in the jury court where the accused was heard. Take a look.
You have the right to remain silent and not answer the questions that have been asked of you. Your silence does not amount to a confession, nor will it be interpreted to your detriment, understood? Katia, the fact is that in this regard, an event that took place in 2013 at 1578 Vivaldo de Lima Street in Borumbi 2, here in Foz, according to the indictment, you and Afonso Ricardo Ferreira, the other co-defendant, one acting in concert with the other, fully aware of the illegality and reprehensibility of your actions and acting intentionally, you killed the victim, Majd Dalamer, only 13 years old, a person with special needs. The indictment states that you both failed to provide basic care regarding food, hydration and personal hygiene, which was the cause of the victim's death. The death occurred on April 5th of 2013. The indictment goes on to say that the victim had special needs and that due to a delayed birth, suffered from a lack of oxygen to the brain, resulting in cerebral hypoxia. The indictment states that you had a legal duty of care towards the victim, specifically because you are the victim's biological mother. Afonso Correio, your current partner, according to the indictment, and the victim's stepfather, was also allegedly negligent because he lived in the same house as the victim. And the indictment also includes some aggravating factors, among them that the crime was committed with extreme cruelty, since the victim was left to die in neglect, suffering from hunger and thirst, without hygiene, spending most of their days lying on an air mattress in a room of the house. And there is also another aggravating factor, which is the use of means that made it impossible for the victim to defend himself, considering that the victim, Majd al-Amar, due to his young age and special needs, was unable to react to the neglect, had no way to feed himself, and depended entirely on the help of others. Nor was he able to call for help. Regarding these facts, Katia, do you confess or deny them? Or do you wish to remain silent?
I deny it.
Would you like to tell your version of what happened?
He didn't die of hunger because he ate. He just didn't eat salty food. It was the salty food that he wouldn't eat. He drank water, milk, he ate everything except salty food. And he kept eating and kept losing weight. He would eat and vomit. Then after a while he started vomiting and messing himself everything he ate. He would soil himself and vomit and kept getting thinner and thinner. I took him to the doctor. They discharged him because he didn't even have anemia. He was always discharged until what happened was that he died at home. No, it's not because I didn't take care of him or didn't feed him. That's not true. Or mistreatment. Something like that doesn't exist.
Mistreatment. There wasn't any either?
There wasn't. And
did you take care of him? Absolutely. Daily.
For 13 years of my life, I took care of him.
And this health problem that you mentioned a little while ago, everything he ate, it seems that he would vomit.
It started when he ate normally.
Okay, but these symptoms you mentioned a little while ago, when did they start happening?
When he started vomiting.
Oh.
Didn't want to eat salty food.
That's right.
It was a year before, I think a year and a half. A year.
And did he see a doctor?
I did. And the doctor, it's noted that he was
taken all to the doctor.
He was always discharged because even though he was losing weight, he didn't have anemia. Even when he weighed 10 kilos, that was the last time he went to the doctor. They discharged him because he didn't even have anemia, but he was skinny, like this. He was 13 years old, but he was like a baby. He was this size. He did not grow.
Guys, how tall was he?
He was like this, about this size. He wasn't very big. He wasn't the size of a 13-year-old. He was this size at 13. He was a baby. He wore diapers.
The report states that he spent most days lying on an air mattress.
No, that's not true either. He would get up, he would go to the living room, he stayed in the bedroom, then went to the living room. But he would lie down, right? On the couch watching TV. On the air mattress. The air mattress was bought by my ex-husband Marcio's father to relieve the little sores that would appear on his back. So he could, because the mattress moves, right? The air one, so he could move around a bit, so he wouldn't have to stay on such a hard mattress.
All right, I will now give the floor to the public prosecutor.
Let's go, Mrs. Katya. Marge visited you. School?
Yes,
Which school did he attend?
this is our little corner.
Our corner. And did he stop attending at some point? Why?
Because Alan took him to Brasilia to try and get him medical care there, Bidas, which was an alternative type of treatment.
Okay.
Then when Alan brought him back, he no longer had a place in our corner.
And you? Did you follow the school's recommendations?
Yes, right? And?
Was he well cared for when he went to school?
Yeah.
And?
Yes.
Clean.
Yes, clean. It was clean. He went to school every day. Clean. Bath taken with diaper changed. Now, if you actually got there and somehow pooped right on the road, you could even potentially arrive completely covered in poop. But not because he wasn't clean when he left home.
Uh-huh. On some occasions, or at least on some occasions, did the school staff make a home visit to the lady?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Don't you remember? Did the lady answer calls from the school?
Yes, at school. And?
So they had no trouble talking to the lady?
No, they would send all sorts of messages through the agenda too.
Okay. Did the lady work outside the home or not?
No.
No. You just stayed at home?
Yes?
All right. How often did you take him out to bathe in the salty waters of the sea?
Every day.
Every day. Did you take a bath?
Every day.
Okay.
But in the last few days, there was simply no way to lift him up and scrub him because he was so skinny that I was terrified I might hurt him. He was just so thin.
Afonso, did he live in the house with you?
He did.
Do you have children with Afonso?
Yes. 2, they're over there.
All right. Okay, I'm satisfied, ma'am.
The defense may speak. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mrs. Katya.
Well, good morning.
Mrs. Maria Katya. I am going to start right from the very beginning. The jurors are learning about this case today. It's a very complex case with more than 2,000 pages. So we need to explain what happened in this case so that they can understand. I would like to begin with my first question for you today, Mrs. Katya. The formal accusation brought forward by the prosecution is that you willfully failed to provide adequate food for your son and that you ultimately caused your son's tragic death because you were profoundly negligent in your duties. Specifically, they claim you failed in properly caring for his essential nutrition, his necessary hydration, and his basic personal hygiene over a long period of time. Is that true?
No.
No?
Did.
Take care of your son, feed him?
Yes?
Okay. Let's go. In what year and where was Maidi born?
Maidi was born in Palestine on February 2nd, 2000.
Okay. Who was the lady married to? With Alan. That the lady mentioned. Alan is Majid's father, yes?
He's the father.
Okay. So he was born in Palestine. Palestine is... Was it at war at that time? Yes. In 2000?
Yes.
Okay. How was the situation with Maggie's birth? What happened? Was there any complication during the delivery?
I went to the doctor early in the morning. He said that I was feeling pain at night, and I went to the doctor early in the morning. He did some tests and sent me to the hospital. So I stayed there in the hospital from 7:30, 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. And he had already broken my water and put the medication in my vein. And I stayed there, going into labor. The doctor said he had already turned around a lot inside my belly, pooped, everything. Inside there, he had swallowed that liquid from his own feces. So it took a while, and when the doctor finally arrived, already late, they sent me to the operating room for a C-section. He was already in bad shape. He was purple, he was born without air, without any sign of life, with the umbilical cord wrapped 3 times around his neck. And he stayed in the incubator for a week.
Okay. He was diagnosed with a disease called cerebral hypoxia. When did you find out about this condition at Majdi's birth?
At the hospital, they didn't tell me anything about him being disabled. And so it was also after about 7 or 8 months that he wouldn't take a pacifier, he wouldn't take a bottle, he couldn't hold on to anything. He was always very limp. We took him to a doctor in another city, and then they said he would never in
Another city where? I think
Israel.
still in Israel?
Israel, yes?
Israel or over there in Palestine? They're different places, right? Yeah.
I think it's there. It's because it's all together, you know? I think it was in Ramallah, in Palestine, because it's right next door. It's basically the same city, right? And
that's when the disease was diagnosed? Was that when you found out he had an illness?
yes, it was there.
And what did the doctor tell you?
Said that he would never walk, that he would never talk, that he would remain in a vegetative state for the rest of his life. But he lied because Dudo, he would talk from time to time. He would talk to his mom, to his dad. When he wanted something, he would speak and I understood him. He would drag himself around. He started to crawl, something the doctor said he would never do. But then the seizures started with him. After a while, when he was about 7 years old, he began to have seizures. And then he started to lose all those things he already knew how to do. Little by little, everything started going backwards, and then he began to regress. Okay.
We'll get there. I want to make a timeline here with you for you to explain to the jurors. In what year did you return to Brazil? Do you remember? 2000?
1,000.
No, 2000, but he was born.
Yes.
What year did you return to Brazil? You were in Palestine. When did you and your family come back to live in Brazil?
1,000?
In the same year he was born?
Yes. He was born in February and I returned in December 2000.
Okay. When they came to Brazil, where did they move to? Do you remember?
At my father's house?
In which city?
There in Matelândia.
Matelândia. Did they seek medical help at that time?
I think he went to PAI Matelândia.
Okay. And who was the first doctor you brought here to Brazil? Do you remember, ma'am?
That's what I took. Magdi? And I think it was Dr. Talvani.
Dr. Talvani. What is Dr. Talvani? Do you know what his specialty is? And in which city was it?
It was in Cascavel. He is a pediatric neurologist.
Neurologist, Dr. Talvani. Okay.
There isn't one in another city.
Okay. Was he the one who did the first consultations with Magdi?
Yes.
After that, that was in the year... Do you remember the year, sir?
No.
No problem. I have the year. I'll show it to the jury. After that, you moved to Curitiba. Is that correct?
Yes.
In Curitiba, did they have a psychological evaluation? Did they see a doctor?
He went to the Little Prince in Curitiba.
Was it in the Little Prince? He was? Just to clarify, he was consulted. Do you know where the hospital is? Could you explain that to the jury?
I don't remember because it's been 20 years. It was in Curitiba. He went to the hospital. I don't remember. I didn't go out much.
Okay, no problem. So you took him to the Little Prince?
I did.
After that, according to the records here, the entire family moved to the city of Brasilia back in the year 2003.
Yes.
If you remember, did you seek any care, any medical help there?
He went to Saracubicek there in Brasilia.
He was treated at Saracubicek. He was still in 2003. The family sought medical help in Sweden. Is that correct? Is this information true? Do you remember? How was that trip? How was the medical care there?
It was just me and the three of them. Marcio, Mohammed, and Gujarati, my three children.
These are the three children, just to be clear, that you have with
Alan.
With Mr. Allen, yes. After that, you had two more children, is that right? Okay, so they already left with Afonso, with...
Afonso?
Okay. So the family sought medical care in Sweden. Do you remember what they said there? What did they explain to you?
He started treatment there, but then I had to leave because of the paperwork. They sent me back to Brazil.
They sent you away?
Yes.
And you entered as a tourist, and there was no way to get care.
There was no way to get the documents. We stayed there, I think about 4 or 5 months.
Just to be clear, did you have family there? Did they go there?
Yes.
Did you have support?
Yes, Alan's mother. We went there because she said that in Sweden the treatment would be much better, right? He did a bunch of tests because when we get there there was a screening, right, that they do with the foreigners who arrive there, right? They do a bunch of tests, but then the paperwork didn't work out and we came back here.
You had to come back.
So,
just to be clear, you left Brazil, went to Sweden because you had family there and because of the treatment, seeking treatment for Magist?
yes.
Okay. You returned to Brazil? Do you remember having follow-up with a physical therapist? And where was that?
It was physical therapy. He did it here in Foz.
Yeah, remember?
After returning from Sweden, it was at São Camilo Clinic. Not sure if it's still there.
Right? Do you remember taking Majdi in the year 2007 to Dr. Clayton at the medical center here in Foz?
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
Do you remember Dr. Clayton's specialty?
A neurosurgeon? I believe that is the case.
Neurosurgeon? Yes. Okay. And now I'm going to jump to 2012, a year before Magdi passed away. He was already very thin by then. Do you remember that? Do you remember if your family, or Mr. Allen took him to be seen at the UPA? So on the date of August 13th in the year 2012? Yes, that is correct. Now, could you tell me exactly what was done there at that time? Do you remember?
August 13th,
August 13th?
2012. I don't remember the date. I just know that we took him to the UPA a lot. And
So how was the care at the UPA then? He went in August, he went in November. To the UPA. Those were his last visits to the UPA.
but he went more times after November.
He did, right?
He did.
I notice here that this visit wasn't recorded, but I'll explain that later. What did they do for him at the UPA? He was already, when he went on August 13th, he already weighed 13 kilos. He was already very skinny.
Yes. He was already thin.
How was the care? What did they do for him there?
He got there, they did blood tests, all kinds of tests, admitted him, gave him IV fluids, I don't know, 2 or 3 types of IV fluids, and he would spend the night there getting those IVs. The next day, they would discharge him.
He would go home.
He'd go.
He would go home precisely because his test didn't show any abnormalities. Okay? Children's Nutrition Center. Did you go?
I did.
How was the service there?
He was only seen by a nurse. He saw him, just looked at him and said that their condition was just being thin, that's all. He didn't say anything about hospitalization. They gave me a can of Sustagen and told me to go home.
What did he say about hospitalization? That's important if you remember.
That the condition, he made it clear. Like that guy from the education center said that the condition of these children is just to be thin. And they gave me a nutritional can of Sustagen and sent me back to my home.
When you were seen there at the hospital, or perhaps at the UPA, or even over at the nutrition center, did any specific staff member from those various places tell you something like, look, we are going to provide professional care, specialized home care, and we are going to take full care of you and Marge right there at your own home?
Yes, it was the second time I went to the nutrition center. They said that since I had Murilo and Michele, both very little, and Murilo was still breastfeeding, he was still a newborn, they said they would provide home care for Magdi.
I need you to explain this to the jury. In 2012, Magdi passed away in April 2013 at 13 years old.
Yes, that is correct.
It's your family situation. You had 3 children from your first marriage and you were in a new relationship with Mr. Afonso. I want you to explain this to the jury.
Who?
Little ones, so the jury can understand.
And 2 little ones with Afonso.
2 little ones at the time, how old were they?
Murilo, I think, was 6 or 7 months old, and Mikel was 1 year and 1 or 2 months old.
Basically, you had 3 babies to take care of. Is that right? Yes. In 2012, 2013?
Yes.
Okay. And 2? Preteens? Yes. Did they all require a lot of care?
Yes, right? All the same.
Did you go to Crease?
I went to Creas once.
Did they ever come to your house to provide any service? They did.
They did once.
They did?
Once they did?
Okay. Did you go to the guardianship council?
I did. They came to my house and gave me a paper to go there, and I went.
All of this,
I waited for an hour.
just to be clear about this, all of these appointments you had at Crease, the Child Nutrition Center, the Guardianship Council, and the UPA, which took place between 2012 and 2013, this was during a critical time at the margin. And yet you still had to find the time to go to all of these places. Is that right?
Yes. Right? Everyone saw it. Magdi was like that. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it.
Did anyone say to you, look, let's admit Magdi to the hospital? We're going to give him a different kind of nutrition, maybe through a feeding tube. A medical intervention so that he could be fed. Did anyone say that to you? No? Did you ever refuse this kind of care for your son to anyone? No.
Never.
No?
No.
Back at the time when the incident occurred, you were living in the neighborhood of Morumbi.
Yes.
Vivaldo de Lima Street, is that correct?
That's right.
All right, let me ask you this. What was the exact distance from that outer wall, from the house to the gate? And what about from the gate all the way out to the street?
From here to there, like this.
From here to there, where the judge is, more or less?
In the room over there, it's like that.
Okay. So about 2 meters, 3 meters at most.
I think a little less. And
The gate was barred. Yes.
open.
You could see inside.
You could.
Have you ever found yourself desperately trying to hide away deep inside the corners of your house just to avoid being attended to by the members of the High Council, Child Protection Services, or the Nutrition Center?
No.
Was it possible to hide inside the house with 5 children?
No. No. No, there was no way. And it wasn't a big house, it was a small house.
I need you to explain to Julio how it was like. Try to make a timeline so we can understand. Marge was born, the illness was diagnosed. How did his development go? And then, in a second moment, this final period of the last year, what were his physical conditions like? Was he walking? Was he talking? What was his food like?
At that time,
Let's start from the beginning. Go back to the beginning. Start there. You'll remember. You can go ahead and speak.
Magda was always a highly anticipated and very beloved child. You know what I mean?
If you want to have some water, feel free. She has the little towel. She doesn't speak. Ah. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I need to ask these questions. I need you to clarify this for the jury.
That is when he was born. Very small, he never grew much. His life and his childhood, I think it was quite normal. He always played happily with his siblings, even within his own physical limits, but he was always together with us everywhere we went. Food, there was a time when he ate a lot. If you gave him 5 plates of food, he would eat all 5.
Please speak into the microphone.
He would eat all 5 plates of food, and it seemed like he had no limit. Then it started to decrease. I don't know what happened.
How was Marge's diet? Between 2012 and 2013, there was a change, right? He ate, up until a certain point in his life, he ate
Food.
regular food like everyone else eats.
I chew with my mouth, right?
The
Food, he would chew everything. Normally, he would swallow all the food. Then he started not wanting to chew his food as much anymore. So we took him to the dentist, thinking it was a problem with his teeth. Sometimes it hurts, right? He doesn't speak. We took care of his little teeth, but even so, it kept getting worse. He didn't want to chew anymore. Then everything started being blended in the blender, the savory food. We made soup and gave it to him in a bottle so he could swallow it. Then after that, it just kept going, kept getting worse. Salt, it made him gag like he was going to vomit with the salt. Then he only wanted sweets. Only sweets, that's all he wanted to swallow. He didn't want anything salty. If you gave it to him, it seemed like he was dying from nausea. He would gag so much, he'd turn purple from it. And only sweets, then it was just sweets. After that, everything he ate, he pooped out, everything just went right through him. Or he would vomit it up.
Okay, so he only wanted sweets, just sweets.
Essential vitamins and pure coconut water.
In the last year, he no longer ate solid food, only food.
That was blended. And
How did you give him this food?
in a baby bottle.
A baby bottle.
Yes.
Okay. So he was bottle fed while you cared for him. He was bottle feeding.
Yes.
Okay. Was there ever a lack of food for him?
No.
No?
No.
And what did he drink?
Doo-doo? Yes. Coconut water, pusilão, milk juice.
That was to keep him hydrated, right? Lots of avocado smoothie.
Smoothie?
Did you make smoothies for him too? Okay. He had a lot of seizures, right?
A lot. The
Do you remember the medicine you gave him?
Tegretol.
Tegretol.
He took that medicine for many years.
Yeah. According to the official records documented here in the case file, it states that when Maggie finally left us, he had developed severe, painful bed sores all across his back. What exactly do you have to say about that in light of this evidence? If you were taking care of him, weren't you?
I was, but he was so thin that there was no way a sore wouldn't appear.
He was fragile, is that it?
He was nothing more than skin and bones. Every single place that he touched it would cut.
He was sensitive. If he bumped,
Very.
his skin was different. Compared to your other children, for example?
Definitely, it was all wrinkled like that. And I, afraid of tearing it, couldn't scrub with the sponge.
Did you bathe him even so?
Yes,
How did you bathe him? Explain it to us.
just with soap, a normal bath. But there was no way, his skin was very thin. There was no way to scrub, and it was
Did you hold him in your lap? How did you give him a bath? Explain it to us, please.
Please, I held him in my lap under the shower. There was no way to bathe him in the tub or standing up because he wouldn't stay still. It had to be on my lap, sitting in the little chair and under the shower.
Did you use any ointment?
Collagenase? He used it.
Collagenase, do you remember? The price, the cost of this?
Ointment? It was 50 rays just for one ointment back then. Now I think it must be much more expensive.
And you didn't get it from Suez, right? No.
Nothing from Suez.
No, okay. Mrs. Katia, in 2013, sometime before the incident, can you explain what Marge's routine was like from when he woke up until he went to sleep? Did he sleep? Did he not sleep? Explain that to us step by step. What did you do when he woke up?
He would wake up in the morning and I would breastfeed him, then I would...
Breastfeeding, tell the jury, our routine was getting up and...
Everyone would wake up. I would breastfeed everyone who needed it because everyone had to eat since everyone was awake.
Who was breastfed and who ate solid food?
Mohammed and Mujari ate solid food.
And the children, 3 children.
Were breastfed. Murillo was only having the bean broth. At that time, Mikael was already eating little meals.
You can continue.
I would sit everyone on the couch to have their bottle, to breastfeed, to eat, to get changed, change diapers. And they would watch TV until I finished making lunch, sent the 2 to school. And then go home or stay here or run over there and make a mess. They would even take a bath before going to sleep. I would change everyone, feed them, give them dinner, and everyone would go to bed.
What time was bath time?
Bath time, when I gave them a bath, none of them. Well, I had to bathe all of them, right? Because I would only get wet once.
Was it usually in the morning or at night?
In the late afternoon.
Late.
Yeah, so everyone could go to sleep.
I would like to ask you something. On the very day that Magdi passed away, could you tell me what exactly was that day like for you? What happened?
He didn't sleep very well the whole night. So Mujad and I stayed up all night. Then I made some juice for him to see if he would drink some juice. He threw up all the juice. Then, I think it was around midnight, he fell asleep. He used to sleep in the same room with Mohammed and Mujad, right? Then I woke up the next day, just like I usually do, and I made his lunch, prepared his bottle and everything else. He drank his whole bottle. I made lunch and Murillo, Mohammed and Moja, he went to school and Murillo and Michaela took a nap that afternoon. They slept right after they went to school, they slept. So I said, since they're sleeping now, I'll take Marcio and give him a bath. I picked him up, went over, sat down and said, now that they're sleeping, I'm going to give him a bath. I sat him in the little chair, took off his clothes, turned on the shower and started bathing him. Then he started looking at me. He just stared straight into my eyes, just like that, out of nowhere. His eyes just locked onto mine like that. I said everything. What is it? He spoke. I was desperate. I started screaming, not knowing what to do. I ran out into the street with him asking for help. Then the neighbor who lives across the street called the ambulance. Then I realized Alfonso wasn't home, he was at work. So I called, but I couldn't get through to Alfonso's cell phone. I called his friend's cell phone and I told Alfonso to come running, that Dudo was feeling really bad. Then he arrived and the ambulance had already gotten there too. Then they took him to the hospital right away. Shortly after, he sadly passed away.
I need to know something. When he was in the ambulance, was he still alive? Ma'am, do you have any way to... He was...
Alive.
I mean, how can you even say that?
At home, they put that little beeping device on his finger and he was alive. He was alive, he was breathing. He was breathing, right? He was breathing since he was really skinny, you could see him breathing.
I'm asking because the report says he died at home.
No, how could he have died at home? They should have called the coroner, not the ambulance. Right? When someone dies at home, isn't it the coroner who comes? So why did they take him then?
So he left for the hospital alive.
And
At the hospital, that's when you found out.
yes. After 2 hours, I think, maybe 3.
All right. After that, exactly a week later, what on earth happened to you?
I was arrested.
Tell me, what happened that day? Were you at home?
Was at home?
And
Murilo and Michele were sleeping.
how old are Murilo and Michele?
Murilo was 7 months old. And
Michele,
a little over a year old. And
were you breastfeeding?
yes, Murilo was nursing. Dudo also drank milk from my breast. I would pump milk from my breast to give to him. Murilo's milk I gave to Marcio.
And were you arrested that day? A week later?
A week later?
Did you give any statement to the police before being arrested?
No.
How was the arrest? Tell us. How was the arrest? The police arrived at his house. What time? How is that?
He was. It was raining. It was late afternoon. The children were still almost home from school. It was about 4 o'clock, I think. I don't remember the 5 o'clock part because they were coming from school, I think. And
Then what?
then it was raining.
So the police officers didn't call you, didn't they stay talking to you in front of the house?
No, they came in, but there were only investigators, it seems. That's what they said. There weren't any police officers. They came in, sat in the kitchen, and Murilo and Mikel were still sleeping. I was finishing up washing the dishes. A woman sat down. It was a woman. She sat there with me. We just kept talking and talking.
You kept talking, but at that moment, did they say you were under arrest or that there was something going on?
No, they didn't say anything.
They were just getting information from you, is that it? Yes.
He spoke.
Regarding the Maggie incident. And
And then one of the children woke up in the room. I got up to go there and get one of the children from the room because I was afraid of falling out of bed. Then another man came along, ran around like that thinking, I think he thought I was going to run away. I don't know. But up until then, I didn't even know. Later on, thinking about it, I thought, right? I think he thought I was going to run away after he detained me. Then he said that. Then Mohammed and Mujarrid arrived from school. So this man, I stayed there talking with the woman. This man went out to the patio and started talking with Mohammed and Jardim, but I don't know what they talked about. Then she said that we had to go to the police station to give a statement.
did she mention if you were under arrest?
No.
No.
I took everyone and Mohammed.
Family go too?
I went with everyone. He left the house.
Were you in the police van or the patrol car?
We went in the patrol car.
Okay. And then at the police station?
At the police station, they said I was under arrest.
You're under arrest?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Did they make you call anyone at all?
make you call Alen, telling Alen to come pick up Mohammed and Mujahid because I was being arrested. Then when we got to the police station, they said that Alan was also under arrest.
Did Alan go in good faith to pick up the children? And then they informed him, you are also under arrest. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
And the children, from the moment I went inside, I didn't see the children anymore, only 3 months later.
So, at that point, you were separated from your children.
Yes.
Didn't know then, found out later?
I found out later.
What happened to your children?
They were taken to the Child Protective Services.
Let's explain this better. You had 2 children with Allah.
Yes.
The third would be Maid. What happened to those first 2 children, Mohammed and Mujad? They were...
To Child Protective Services. And
then what happened?
they didn't want to leave them with Afonso?
Because he wasn't the father? Yes. Okay.
But he was the stepfather. They could have left them. They wouldn't have suffered so much.
And
Murilo and Mikel went with Afonso.
with Afonso, because Afonso wasn't arrested.
No.
Okay. And did they go to a shelter? Did you find out?
Yes, to a foster home.
Foster home. They stayed there. How long did they stay in that home? Home?
They stayed almost 3 months. Yes.
Were you arrested? How long?
1 month.
1 month? Okay. And do you know if they went to school? No. During the time they stayed at the...
They didn't go to school, but at home they did, right?
Did your children tell you about any specific situation? Any kind of mistreatment? Or any fights that occurred there while they stayed?
Yes.
What happened? Tell us.
They said they suffered a lot there.
Suffered?
Some kind of abuse? That the woman made them clean the whole house. All of it. That's what they told me now with you, because before I didn't know. That they would get up at 5 a.m. to cut the grass while the other children were still sleeping. That they were already forced to clean the bathroom. Every day there. And that the others picked on them a lot.
The other boys assaulted them. Okay. When you got out of jail, did you go look for and get your children?
I did. And
Did you do that?
I did, of course. Absolutely.
You enrolled them. Did they study after that? What do the boys do today, right? I'll say boys at the time, but today they're men. What do they do? Did they study? What do they work with? Tell us.
Today Muhammad works at a store there in Paraguay. He studied, finished all of high school and everything. Mujari is working as a motorcycle taxi driver. He's married, studying medicine in Paraguay. And his baby was born today, I think. Oh.
Are you becoming a grandmother today? I am.
Becoming a grandmother today. And I'm here.
And having to go through this. How was your time in prison? I need you to tell us.
Terrible?
From the day you entered, what happened, up until the day you were released? I need you to talk about it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to relive this.
I arrived at the jail, they put me in a cell alone, there in the... I don't remember. Near the administration, because I wasn't allowed to leave there. I stayed there alone for a week, I think. Until I think that thing about the pipeline was shown on TV. Then they put me in another cell together with another inmate there who was suspected of having tuberculosis. They left me in the room there with her.
Was this inmate already isolated?
Yes.
Was it for tuberculosis? Yes. And then they put you in there with her?
Yes.
Okay.
I was confined in a specific cell where the toilet was problematic. The waste from everyone else's flush would actually come bubbling out through the toilet in that very cell, right where I was staying with that other inmate at the time. The crap from the whole prison, let's put it that way, would come out of that cell, and every day we had to clean it up because there wasn't... Whenever someone flushed somewhere, everything would come out right there. Then the prepared food would come out, absolutely full of disgusting poop, stray hair, and even traces of urine. Excuse me, ma'am. May I have a moment of your time?
Were you mistreated in prison? Is that it? Yes. By the prison system? By the inmates? Yes.
I went a long time without eating. I was breastfeeding Murilo, right? Very poorly because he was still breastfeeding when I was arrested.
But while you were in prison, did he stop breastfeeding?
He stopped breastfeeding, right?
And when you got out of prison?
Everything dried up, I didn't have any more milk.
So did Murillo suffer consequences because of your imprisonment?
He did too.
Murillo and Mikhail, how old are they now?
10 and 11.
Do they go to school? Are they regular? And do they attend their classes properly?
Every day.
According to the official case files, it states that you didn't trim Marge's fingernails, and you failed to cut any of his hair as well. Please explain it to us.
He always had long hair.
His whole life.
Ever.
The family liked that kind of haircut. A bit longer? All three?
All three of them had their hair cut round like this.
A bowl cut. That's what you told me, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the nails?
Their nails were always cut. I might have forgotten sometimes to cut his fingernails. I cut his toenails, forgot to cut his fingernails, went after it and forgot.
You might have forgotten at some point because you had 3 kids, is that it? 5, actually.
But last week I forgot to cut my daughter's nails. I cut one hand and the other hand was left She went to school for a week with one hand like that, with one hand short and the other long. We forget. It's a lot too many kids. I'm always rushing, walking, one nail.
There was a suggestion here in the case that you were a drug user. Is that true?
No?
No? There in Palestine where he was born, if by any chance you were a drug user, would you have easy access to drugs there in Palestine?
No, there are no drugs in Palestine.
Ma'am, do you know the penalty in Palestine? For example, what happens to someone who is caught using marijuana?
It doesn't exist, they kill.
Is it the death penalty?
For sure. There is no alcohol, no drugs, nothing in Palestine.
Can't you smoke a cigarette or drink a beer in the street? Cigarette?
Yes, cigarette, no.
Beer outside legal.
Women don't smoke cigarettes. Alcoholic drinks don't exist. Drinks there. Alcoholic beverages, alcohol, beer, they don't exist. They're not sold. You can't buy drinks at the market. Like here, where you can find a can of beer anywhere, over there, it doesn't exist.
I'm going to ask my last question, Your Honor. I want to know if you loved or love Majdi, and if you would do anything differently from what you did during his 13 years of life.
Of course, I love my son. I would do anything for him if I could go back in time. I did everything I could for him, everything. I think what I would do differently is kiss him more, hug him more. Because if I had known he was going to die, no one told me he was going to die. The doctor was always discharging him because he didn't even have anemia or anything, said there was nothing else to be done for him, but he never told me there was nothing more to do, that he was going to die. I would have kissed him so much, I would have given the rest of my whole life. Just to see him for 1 minute, to smell him, for the love. I took care of him for 13 years of my life. Not 13 days, not 13 weeks, it was 13 years.
The defense is satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you very much, Mrs. Katia, for your clarifications.
I ask the jurors if anyone has any questions for the defendant. The court officer will bring paper and pen. No questions? All right, the interrogation is concluded.
Now listen to the testimony of this woman's partner. He was also being accused of the same crime in this same case. Now let's watch the hearing.
Afonso, so before starting your interrogation in the second part, I will inform you of your rights before the court. You have the right to remain silent and not answer the questions that are asked of you. Your silence does not amount to a confession and will not be interpreted to the detriment of your defense. Afonso, the indictment states that your stepson, Maid Halahammer, who was 13 years old at the time, died on April 5th, 2013, and that you were allegedly involved, you and your wife, Katia. You are accused of having been negligent in your responsibilities, of basic care such as nutrition, hydration, and personal hygiene, which led to the victim's death from cachexia and acute malnutrition. The victim had special needs. Due to a delay during childbirth, there was a lack of oxygen to the brain, resulting in cerebral hypoxia. The indictment states that your responsibility for the victim's death was because you were the current partner of the accused Katia and the victim's stepfather. And since the victim lived in the same residence as you could have done something but did not act to save the victim's life. The indictment presents two more aggravating factors, one stating that the victim died with extreme cruelty since the accused allowed the victim to die. in deprivation, suffering from hunger and thirst, without hygiene, and spending most of his days lying on an air mattress in a room of the house. Finally, there is yet another significant aggravating factor to consider. Furthermore, it was also formally alleged that the victim had absolutely no realistic opportunity to defend himself, primarily because of the combination of his very young age and his specific special needs. He was completely incapable of reacting to the neglect, had absolutely no possible way of feeding himself, and also required constant and exclusive assistance from others. Furthermore, he was also entirely unable to cry out or call for any kind of help. Regarding these facts that have been attributed to you, Afonso, do you confess to the crime, do you deny it, or do you wish to exercise your right to remain silent?
I deny it. You
Deny it. Would you like to give your version of the events? Yes.
what was done.
Afonso, please speak into the mic so the jurors can understand you, as they are the judges of fact, okay?
Yes.
You have the floor.
Just like I used to work. Most of the time she was the one who stayed with the children. So what would happen? When it was necessary to take them to the doctor, I was willing to take them. What I could do, I did as well for the child. I wasn't negligent about not taking them, about not doing things. Everything I was asked to do, I did, as long as it was within my reach. But there were 5 children and I had to work. If I arrived at the right times, I would take them to school. Like arriving at noon and taking the 2 little ones to school on the motorcycle. And that's how life was.
Afonso, at what point in time did you begin your romantic relationship with Korekatia? In
2010.
2010. How many children did she have at the time?
She already had 3, right? The
Majdi plus 2 more. Yeah.
Majdi, Muhammad, and who is the third one, right? Mujahid. 3. Mujahid, another one.
Okay, so it sounds like you lived with her, and more specifically, you resided primarily with the victim during that time. Marched from 2010 until his death.
Yeah, that's right.
And what was the routine like during those 3 years when you were Marjit's stepfather?
Like I used to leave early, go to work, come back at noon to take them, and that's how it was, you know? Most of the time I was out working, you know?
And did you contribute to the household expenses?
Yes, right? Rent, water, electricity.
Did Katya work?
No.
She stayed at home taking care of the
She stayed at home, took care of the
children. She was a...
housewife. Yeah, there were 5, right? How could she work with 5? 5?
Yeah, so 3 and the other 2?
Yeah, Murillo and Michaela as well, right?
Oh, Murillo and Michaela are your children?
Yes, with her. And
When were they born?
it was 2. My God, I'm drawing a blank. Was their birth registered?
No, just to know. During that time together, between 2010 and 2013,
They're a year apart, right? 1.
year. But regarding Majid, how old was he?
Majid was only 13 years old at the time, yeah.
And how old were your children at the time?
One was 6 months old, the other was a year old, right?
Okay, 1 year. And regarding your stepchildren, was Majid the oldest? Yes.
The oldest.
Were the others younger than Majid?
Younger, about a year apart, it seems.
I see. And Majid's biological father, did you have contact with him?
Yes, I did.
Did he visit Majid from...
Time to time, he would visit.
All right, I'll turn it over to the public prosecutor's office.
So tell me, did you work all day long?
Yes.
Did you go home for lunch or did you eat at work?
I would go home for lunch because I had to take both of them to school, you know? Right.
Did you do any family planning in terms of having children or not?
I didn't understand your question.
Tell me, did you ever do any kind of family planning back then?
Planning?
Yeah, to avoid having more children or not? Or were you pretty relaxed?
About that, with the very first case, Michaela, she actually tried to get her tubes tied, but they flatly denied her request, right?
So,
With Murillo, she managed to do it. With the second one, she got pregnant again with her.
so she didn't use pills, IUD, or anything like that?
She did, I think, but I'm not really sure about women's stuff, you know?
On the actual day of Margit's death, were you staying at home? I mean,
Was at work.
you were at work? What time did you get there?
Got there because he called, to come help. Yeah.
Do you remember exactly what time they called you?
I don't know exactly, but I think it was around 3:30 or 4 o'clock.
3:34.
I think so.
And tell me, who was it that called you?
It was the neighbor from Toti, the one who owns the construction supply store. I think it was her.
The neighbor called.
She called for help there, right?
And who called for the ambulance? Was it the neighbor or was it you?
No, when I got there, the ambulance was already there.
Oh, the ambulance was already there. Yeah. And what was your partner's, Katya's, reaction when the ambulance arrived? Was it normal?
Normal for a mother. She was desperate, holding Coelho in her arms, and they were treating him with that thing they put on your finger to check your heartbeat, right? He was still alive then, so we took him to the ambulance. He was alive then. They treated him there at Urumbi, right?
Therefore, her reaction was completely and perfectly understandable.
Normal because, normal, not... She was desperate, yes, but no.
Yes.
But not...
Well, she was. Now tell me, did the biological father actually pay child support? Yeah, as a matter of fact, he certainly did.
Helped, yes, right?
He helped, right? Yeah.
Depending on what he had, he helped.
Right? Did Marge attend any schooling during the period of time when you were there?
During the time I knew her, it was before, right?
Before. And was there any reason why he didn't attend school?
I think it's because of the seizures. He used to have a lot of seizures. Is that so?
And do you know if... And
Only she knew how to control him. For him, not...
oh, okay. And do you know which school he attended?
Oh my God. I don't know. It's a
highly specialized educational school designed specifically for young children
with...
disabilities.
Right?
And even so, they didn't know how to take care of the child?
No, because she was the only one who knew what to do when he had seizures, right?
I see. All right then, I believe I have no further questions for you at this time. Our
Defense's turn now.
Thank you. Silence, please. Good morning, Mr. Afonso.
Good morning.
Afonso, the Office of the Public Prosecutor alleges that you, along with Mrs. Katia, caused Magdi's death because you were both negligent. Specifically, these allegations concern a lack of proper care regarding her feeding, her hydration, and her personal hygiene. I must ask you, did this actually happen as described?
That did not happen. I deny that because that's not true.
If you could answer into the microphone, I would appreciate it.
That did not happen. It doesn't exist. This accusation doesn't even make sense.
This makes no sense. It's illogical.
No.
You mean you didn't feed your other 4 children and left Marge starving next to them?
There were more children, so they would all have died of hunger, right? If we had starved one, the others would have starved too.
You and Mrs. Katia, accused of having this reprehensible, deplorable behavior after Maid's death, did any social worker or child protective services officer ever come? Did anyone come to your house to see if this wasn't happening to your other children as well?
Yeah, he starved himself to death, and no one ever showed up again to see if the others were dying too, as well.
No one went there?
They never showed up there again, never.
Okay. Katia, who is your partner, did he feed the magician?
He fed them the same way he fed the other children.
Okay, just like the other children, but with some kind of difference? Was his diet special?
At first, when I met him, he ate normally, right? After he left, he couldn't eat, right? And...
There?
Salty food or just sweet things and stuff like that.
Afonso, speak into the microphone then.
At first, he ate normally, like savory meals and salty snacks, fresh fruit juices and various types of fruit. The kind of nutritious things that most kids eat. Afterwards, however, he simply couldn't eat any savory food anymore.
Okay, but how did she feed him? Was it with a bottle?
No, at first it was with a plate.
Baby food? Yeah.
Mashed.
And did he get a bottle or not? Yeah.
Yes, mousselon. It's milk with mousselon.
If you could speak into the microphone, you don't even need to look at me. Just answer looking.
Forward. It's natural to look at the person, right?
It's a habit, I know. But let's continue. Did Mrs. Katya ever go to the Children's Nutrition Center?
She did. And
What did you receive there?
just some flour there, some green stuff like to put in the food.
Is it a can of sustagen? Yeah.
That's it.
Can of...
Sustagen and a flour that you mix into the food. I don't even know what it is. Some green stuff there.
Did they say they would provide care at your house?
They said they would, but they never came.
They never came?
No. And
Maggie passed away and left us in 2013. During the period between 2012 and 2013, the family actively sought out professional medical assistance.
we certainly did for sure.
For what reason did you seek medical help? Because of what? Because of the weight loss?
Because he was losing weight and we thought it was his teeth. He got treatment, but it still didn't work. He started losing weight. So they performed a thorough dental treatment to see if it was actually because of his teeth that he was unable to chew or eat his food properly.
How did Marge sleep?
He slept on the mattress, right? There was an air mattress and there was another one too, right?
Did he have a little crib?
He did.
Did he sleep in the bedroom? With whom?
With his mother.
With his mother. Were you there too? Yes.
And
The siblings?
all together because,
Everyone together?
yes. It was a small house, right?
Was this particular house close to the stone wall? Or the wooden fence?
It was basically right up against the wall. And the road, right?
Did the children play in the yard? Was the yard big?
Actually, it was a meia agua, a small, simple house. The yard was big, but the house itself was tiny, right by the road.
If someone called out and knocked, it would be hard to...
But if it was right next to the street, how could you not hear?
You would be able to hear.
Yes,
Okay. And did the children play in the yard?
they did. And
Magda? Yeah.
he had a little scooter at first, right? But later, he lost coordination and couldn't.
He couldn't get around, is that it?
That's right, he had a little scooter that he used to ride.
Didn't his little brothers help? Didn't they play, pushing him around on the scooter? Do you remember that, sir?
I don't remember that.
Remember?
It's like this. I spent most of my time working out on the street, you know?
Okay, so you would go out to get food for the family every day.
Yeah, I had to go out, right? And
Helped however I could with taking care of Marge.
I helped, and I was still paying child support.
Did you ever talk to Kate, like, hey, Marge is really skinny, we need to do something about this?
Yes, it's because when he was taken to the UPA and all there, then the doctor, after all that happened, said that something had to be done, like a feeding tube for him to...
Eat.
I didn't know about that.
Was that specific information ever mentioned to you during any of his recent hospitalizations? That wasn't mentioned?
No, it wasn't mentioned.
No?
Only after everything went to hell.
Okay. On the day of the incident, I want you to clarify this a bit more because I was left with a question here. You told the prosecutor that she was fine. Explain what normal means.
Like she was holding him in her lap, taking care of him, you know.
Was he already standing still in her lap? Yes. Wasn't he reacting? Yes.
He was he was fainting, but he wasn't dead, he was just feeling unwell, you know.
Uh-huh.
Understand? And
was she crying? Was she screaming?
he was desperate, wasn't he?
So this is not normal.
Hey?
This behavior is not normal.
No, it's normal for me to say, they said she wanted to attack the people who are attending to this, I'd say, are acting normally towards someone who is desperate.
She was scared.
Yes, scared, but not
She wasn't.
trying to hold the child back from being treated, like she wanted the child to die. That's a lie.
Okay, that's what I'm going to ask now, right? The attendant, the nurse, the nursing technician who went with Samu on the day of the incident, she said that Mrs. Katya didn't want to hand over the child, that she only did so. When you arrived, were you the one who took the child to the ambulance?
No, because as soon as Samu arrived, I think it was a minute or two later that I got there. Okay.
At the moment when you first arrived on the scene, had she already managed to do anything at all to assist the medical care team or for the paramedics while stationed over at Mage when you first arrived?
What do you mean? I didn't understand.
Had they done anything to the child when you arrived? Had anything already been done to the child when you arrived at the scene?
He just had something on his finger. Name's gone.
So they had already accessed the child before you arrived?
Yes.
Okay. So, the mother let them get close to the child, is that it? Yes.
He had a little device on, I don't know what it's called.
Was it something that was measuring his heartbeat, is that it?
Yeah, the one that beats.
Was he alive?
He was alive, yes.
Did you go with him in the ambulance?
Yes, his heart was weak, but he was alive.
With vital signs?
Yes.
Okay. So he didn't die at home, as the accusation says. He died of starvation at home.
That's a lie, that, right?
Okay.
God will hold them accountable. Yeah.
Katya didn't go in the ambulance. For what reason?
Because she was desperate, right? So I told her she wasn't going to.
She would have gotten in the way of the care, is that it?
That's right, yes.
Would the other kids have someone to stay with if she took the ambulance?
There wasn't a single person to be found either.
No, right?
No. There were a lot of kids, 5, right?
Okay, and did she go to the hospital right after?
She went right after.
And when she arrived, had Marge already passed away?
I don't remember, but I think so. He already had.
Who gave her the news?
Now, I honestly don't know for sure. Because I think it was actually the doctor who was there at the time. And
Do you remember her reaction when she found out? Did she act indifferently?
oh my God, it really looked like she almost lost it there, right?
Thank you. Did she go into despair?
Yes?
Did Mistress Katya give a bath to the children?
Yes.
Did she bathe the magician?
She did?
Did she serve him?
From time to time.
Did she get in the bath with him?
Yeah, she bathed all of them, right? Because she had to, right? How could she leave him dirty, covered in poop and pee?
Did she change his diaper?
Yes,
He wore diapers, right?
he did. And there were times when he was so constipated it was really sad because he couldn't go to the bathroom, so she would use her finger to help him. Only a truly devoted mother would ever do something like that, just to help him out.
He had painful pressure sores and various open wounds across his entire body. Yeah, those wounds happen because sometimes the child stays in the same position for too long.
Yes, indeed.
Did Katya take care of him, or did she just leave him there on the mattress, neglected?
No, she took care of him. She even had that ointment. What's it called? Collagenase, something like that. She was always using it on him to see if it would help.
She gave it to me. But he was already very thin in the last days, and that's inevitable.
It was like his skin kind of sensitive, right? I don't know.
Did she have special care, special affection? She treated him differently from the others, obviously. That's what I want to know.
She loved him very much. But it happened, you know? He had that brain problem. I don't know what exactly.
Was this problem from birth? Do you know how to explain it or not?
It was during childbirth, right? It seems like it went past the due time and there was a lack of oxygen, I think. I don't really understand this stuff.
So, at the end of his life, Marge just stayed lying in bed like a baby, is that it?
He was a baby, right? Actually, he was 13 years old and was this tiny. He didn't develop like other children. The problem is that I didn't develop. His foot was that size. Like that at 13 years old.
Did the Honorable Mrs. Katia neatly cut his fingernails and his hair?
The hair they used to have, all 3 of them had their hair like this, kind of. She liked to keep his hair nice and round.
They liked long hair. Yeah, okay. And nails?
The nails, every now and then I would cut them, right? But like now when this happened, then I don't know if she forgot to cut them or what happened, right? There are a lot of kids too, I don't know.
Let's go. Maybe you don't know, but I need to ask. Marge attended our center. Did you participate in that stage of his life?
Not that part because I met her in 2010. It was before that, right?
Was it before?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And when he started living with Katia, did she offer any explanation? Why was he no longer attending school?
It seems to be because of these seizures, right? Or maybe he lost his spot, it seems. I don't know.
He lost his spot, and also because of the seizures, is that it? Do you know why he lost his spot?
Now I can't really explain.
You don't know.
So I didn't go into details.
Do you know if Marge was taken during that time away from school to live in another city?
It seems he went to Brasilia.
With whom?
He went with them, I don't know, because it wasn't with the...
Father. Do you know or do you not know? Who did he go with? I want to know. A special needs child doesn't go alone.
It seems he went with his mother and father because he didn't live with them.
Oh, you didn't live with them?
No. I know he even went to other... With whom? To Sweden, to somewhere else. He went to a lot of places.
Anyway, you know that they tried everything they could within their limitations, within the not-so-good financial conditions the family was living in.
Money is tight, right? Even today.
Do you happen to know if Katya would ever consider asking her children, Mohammed or Mojahed, to go and borrow a kitchen blender from a nearby neighbor? Yes, I believe she might do that.
Because her glass broke, she would take the one from the neighbor downstairs and
Who was that blender supposed to feed?
to prepare the special food for Dudu.
Dudu?
Dudu, right?
You call it Majdi, right?
Majd.
Okay. One last question. Did you get to talk to your wife about how her time in prison was? If she was left with any trauma? If it affected her ability to breastfeed your son with her Murillo? What else? Please explain that.
Young Murillo was still being breastfed by his mother when she was suddenly arrested.
Afonso, speak closer to the microphone because I can't hear you.
Murillo was breastfeeding when she was arrested. And he lost that. He had to be weaned abruptly because she was in jail for 30 days. In jail. And she was mistreated there in prison. She suffered a lot there. She told me she couldn't even eat a single bite because the food they served her came with hair and was even contaminated with feces. Actually, she came out okay, thin after those 30 days. She said she couldn't even eat that food. It all came, it's not that it was just bad, but it all came messed up, the food.
They were sabotaging her meals. That's right.
That's it, actually. I think they wanted to kill her, right?
The inmates had already made up their minds about her, right?
In complex circumstances involving children, you often don't know the truth. This situation involves a conviction in prison.
Did you or Mrs. Kadia were you ever mistreated or prejudged by the state when Magdi was taken to the hospital? Did anyone say anything, complain, or blame you?
What do you mean at the hospital? Yeah.
Any attendant? There, a nurse like, look at what you're doing to the child, you're not taking care of him. Did anyone ever say that to you there?
No, everyone saw. Nobody did anything, man. That's the truth of the situation. The Child Protective Services went there, saw it, he was already... Why didn't they hospitalize him? They said he was being starved. Why didn't they go with the police? Go there, break into the house, and arrest them. So us? Why didn't they do that? The rope always snaps on the weakest side. That's the truth.
When the counsel was there, how much did he weigh, do you remember?
It looks like he weighed 13 kilos, it seems.
13 kilograms. And she was already 12 years old. Still, right? Yes.
12. 12 years. And
The council didn't say anything at that time?
no, they didn't say anything.
Didn't they take them away from you?
After that happened, they talked, right? They accused because... But they failed to take any helpful steps to assist the vulnerable child.
To conclude, Katya loved her son. I want you to tell me, from what you've seen, did Katya suffer and does she still suffer today from the loss of Marty, yes or no?
Even to this very day, she still weeps uncontrollably. She has even developed severe depression because of his death. She loved, I still love everything to this day. The children, everything, the kids, Mario too. She loved him very much, but God wanted to take him.
Her children are there with her, Murillo and Michele, isn't that right? How old are they? What do they do in life? Do they study? Are they regular at school?
Michele is currently 11 years old and is studying in the 6th grade, while her brother Murillo is 10 years old and is in the 5th grade. These two children never miss a single day of school. They attend their classes every day without fail, always arriving well cared for, looking neat, and being very well fed. My children are a blessing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I will inquire of the jurors if any member of the jury has a question for the defendant. If so, the bailiff will provide them with paper and a pen. Afonso, the juror is inquiring to know if at any specific point in time there was any visible sign of exhaustion, whether it was psychological or perhaps even financial, on your part or on Katya's part as well.
Financially, we never had money, no, but psychologically, we constantly had to keep our balance because it really wasn't an easy task at all, taking care of 5 young children simultaneously.
Okay, just to understand. So financially, you mean there wasn't any? Do you mean you never had financial problems?
No, like there were no finances. There was no money. What I mean is, I don't know, like there was never any money.
There was never any money? Yeah.
We just worked to eat, to pay rent. And
Was the food that Magda required expensive? Yes?
it was, that's how it is, right? It's really expensive.
But who covered the costs? Was it his father or was it you all?
Like we would come together, you know, so that nothing would be missing for the kids, right?
But his father didn't have many financial resources either.
No, he worked up to this day. He was a salesman. At the time, he didn't earn much.
And what about the psychological exhaustion? How was that?
It was intense, right? Because it's not easy, you know? Like for me, I was working, but for her, I think it was even harder, right? Taking care of 5 kids isn't easy for a mother, you know? We did what we could to give them the best, right?
All right. Is the juror satisfied or do you want further clarification? Does any other juror want to ask more questions? Any other type of question? No? All right, the interrogation is concluded.
Now let's watch what the jury council decided about this case. But before we watch, tell me, what would you decide if you were part of this jury council? Would you acquit this mother and her partner, or would you convict them of intentional homicide? Write your answer here in the comments while we listen. The judge.
Katia Cristina Dalmar Amer and Afonso Ricardo Ferreira, already identified in these proceedings, were indicted under the provisions of Article 121, Paragraph 2, Items 3 and 4 of the Penal Code. Duly reported, the proceedings in Motion 497.2, a date was set for the drawing of jurors and the trial session for this case. Date in Motion 568.1. Today, with the plenary trial session convened, the defendants Katia Cristina Dalmas Amar and Afonso Ricardo Ferreira were duly questioned. The case files were then reported and the debates were held, during which both parties presented their full arguments and legal positions before the court. Regarding the questions related to the homicide committed against the victim, Maydal Amar, by Katia Cristina Dalmas Amer and Afonso Ricardo Ferreira, in both questions, the jury council recognized by majority the materiality of the crime. However, also by majority, they answered negatively regarding the authorship of the act. Therefore, in light of the sovereign decision of the jury council, I rule the charges unfounded and acquit the defendants. Katia Cristina Dalmas Amer and Afonso Ricardo Ferreira, already identified, as charged under Article 121, Paragraph 2, Items 3 and 4 of the Penal Code. Comply as applicable with the other provisions of the Code of Norms of the General Judicial Inspectorate of the State of Paraná. Notify the victim's family members, in accordance with Article 201, Paragraph 2 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Once the sentence becomes final, return the family photo collection to the defendant. I set the attorney's fees for Dr. Jorge Luis Nunes, OAB Paraná, 40,648 in the amount of 10,000 reais. In accordance with the attorney fee schedule set forth in Joint Resolution Number 15 of 2019, considering the defense of two defendants in the plenary session. Consider this as published and the parties as notified in this session. Jury Courtroom of the District of Foz do Iguaçu. At 5:45 p.m. on March 16, 2023. Everyone may be seated. At the end of this session, I would like to reciprocate the words that were addressed to me. I thank Dr. Luis Marcelo Mafra. It is a pleasure to conduct the jury with your honor. It is a great learning experience. Congratulations on the work carried out here in the district of Foz do Iguaçu and also for the debates that were presented. I also thank Dr. Jorge for the words that were addressed to me. Congratulations on the work done here during the debates. It is also a pleasure to have you here in our jury court of the district of Foz do Iguaçu. I thank our clerk, Luis Marcelo, who is not here at the moment but was here this morning. He is in the office working behind the scenes, and he is also the one handling the notifications, managing everything there. He made this jury trial possible. Guilherme, our intern, also deserves my thanks, as he has been assisting us here since this morning as well. His help is very important to make this jury trial happen. I also thank the bailiff, Jean Carlos. The work carried out here was excellent. My thanks to him. I thank the military police for the security provided here. My compliments to the force. I also thank the cafeteria staff who worked serving coffee and water to us and to the jurors, keeping our spirits and motivation up, helping us make it through another day of jury duty. I also thank those present at the session for their polite behavior. This allowed the proceedings to take place without interruptions or disturbances. The institution of the jury is provided for among individual rights and guarantees and fulfills the will of the constituent legislator to make it a constitutional guarantee. Popular participation in the judiciary is an exercise of citizenship, of true democracy, and it is for this reason that the decision of the jurors is sovereign, as the federal constitution makes explicit. Article 5, Item 38, subparagraph C. Thus, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I once again extend my sincere thanks and emphasize that if you are part of this court, it is because you enjoy an unblemished reputation. Leave with a clear conscience, knowing you have fulfilled your duty and you are dismissed for today. And
So do you agree with the decision of this jury council? Do you think justice was served in this case? Share your opinion below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.